So Surah Al-Hashr, what's the meaning of of a Hashr? Hashr means to gather things together. Usually, every time Allah used Hashr, it always he always referred to Yawm al-Qiyamah, because every human being, every jinn, every creation would be gathered right in front of Allah. So that gathering, that's called Hashr. But Allah used Hashr in Banu Nadir. That's why Ibn Abbas said, no, we should be calling it Surah Banu Nadir instead of calling Hashr. But Allah called it Hashr, so let it call it Hashr. And Allah said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, uh, um, the most merciful, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. And Allah said, Sabbaha lillahi ma fi samawati wa ma fil ard, wa huwa al-azizul hakim. Whatever is in the heaven and whatever is in the is in the earth declares the glory of Allah, and He is the mighty, He is the wise. هو الذي أخرج الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب من ديارهم لأول الحشر ما ظننتم أن يخرجوا وظنوا أنهم مانعتهم حصونهم من الله فأتاهم الله من حيث لم يحتسبوا وقذف في قلوبهم الرعب يخربون بيوتهم بأيديهم وأيدي المؤمنين فاعتبروا يا أولي الأبصار. Allah said, it is Allah who caused those who disbelieve of the follower of the book, meaning the Jewish, to go forth from their homes at the first banishment, meaning at the first gathering. Allah is the one who caused the disbeliever Jewish to be gathered or to be kicked out of their home at the first banishment, meaning at the first gathering. You did not think, meaning you Muslim didn't think that they would go forth, meaning they would be leaving this fortress. You didn't even think for a second that these people would leave. That's one interpretation. The other interpretation is Allah is talking to the Jewish directly. He said, "Oh, you Jewish didn't think that you are going to leave your fortress because you thought that was impossible, because the fact that your fortress is so big and so high and so strong, and no one could kick you out." But and then Allah said, "So you didn't think that that they would go forth, while they were certain that the fortress would defend them against Allah." So the Jewish people think their fortress would defend them against Allah, but Allah came to them when they were not expected. Allahu Akbar. Because Prophet ﷺ gathered Sahaba in the same day to surrender the entire fortress. So they were not expecting that. So that's what Allah said. Allah come to them from a place where they were not expected. And Allah cast terror into their hearts. So when Prophet ﷺ surrendered the fortress, the Jews were terrified. They were extremely, extremely, afraid. They don't know what to do. Then Allah said, so they demolished their houses with their own hands, meaning they take down and destroy their own fortresses, and with the hands of the believers. Therefore, take a lesson, O you with the eyes. Meaning Allah is talking to a Muslim and he's talking to everyone else. It said, you better take a lesson for what is happening to the Jewish people. They're destroying their own house. So, you could never escape Allah. Allah could make you destroy your own life. Allahu Akbar. May Allah that's why you see many people who disbelieve, when something happened to them, they will just take gun or whatever to take their own life. Just like that. So Allah is making the Jewish people destroy their own fortress, and they think they are destroying it because they don't want the Muslim to have it. But what a punishment. A years, maybe 10, 20, 30 years of building a fortress, one day you are taking it down. What a punishment. Allahu Akbar. So Allah said, وَلَوْلَا أَنْ كَتَبَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْجَلَاءَ لَعَذَّبَهُمْ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَلَهُمْ فِي الْآخِرَةِ عَذَابُ النَّارِ. And had it not been that Allah had decreed for them to exile, He would certainly have punished them in this world and in hereafter. They shall have a real severe punishment of the hellfire. Allahu Akbar. ذلك بأنهم شاقوا الله ورسوله ومن يشاق الله فإن الله شديد العقاب. That is because they acted in opposition to Allah. They opposed Allah and His Messenger. And whoever oppose Allah, whoever act in opposition to Allah, then surely Allah is severe in retribution. ما قطعتم من لينة أو تركتموها قائمة على عصولها فبإذن الله وليخزي الفاسقين. See, this is a reference to when they were cutting the tree and they were burning some of the tree, palm tree. So Allah said, ما قطعتم من لينة, whatever a palm tree you cut down or leave standing, أو تركتموها قائمة على أصولها, or you left them standing, upon its roots, it is by Allah's command, and that He may be abased the transgressor. So Allah is telling the Jewish people, yes, you complaining that Prophet is cutting down the tree, some of the tree, and he's burning down some of the tree. Yes, that's a command from Allah. Why Allah is doing it? So Allah could even punish you more. Because Allah knows you hated that. Your years and years and years of labor and work on your palm tree, and all of a sudden the believers are cutting it down and the Muslims are burning some of them. Allah is saying is doing that so that way He could disgrace you. Allah Akbar. And that was a tactic, that was a tactic of Prophet to even humiliate these people, and at the same time force them to surround it right away. So, and then Allah said, وَمَا أَفَاءَ اللَّهُ عَلَى رَسُولِهِ مِنْهُمْ فَمَا أَوْجَفْتُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ خَيْلٍ وَلَا رِكَابٍ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يُسَلِّطُ رُسُلَهُ على من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. So this is the ruling of the fight. Like I said, I gave a little explanation. The ghanima and fight are different. Ghanima is when you fight, you shed blood, and so the war booty is ghanima. So that will be distributed among the soldiers. But when it comes to fight is not like you fight anyone, you kill anyone, you shed blood of anyone to gather this money. No, but it's like Allah Himself tell Prophet to gather all this money without any bloodshed. So that's called fight. So Allah is giving the rule now for that. Allah said, وَمَا أَفَاءَ اللَّهُ عَلَى رَسُولِهِ, and whatever Allah restore or give it to His Prophet, مِنْهُمْ فَمَا أَوْجَفْتُمْ عَلَيْهِ مِنْ خَيْلٍ, from them you did not press forward against any horse or riding any camel. Meaning, you Muslim, you did not fight by riding horses to fight the enemy, or you did not ride camels to fight the enemies and earn that money. Meaning, you did not kill anyone to earn that money. And then Allah said, but Allah gives authority to His apostle, meaning, ولكن الله يسلط رسله على من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير. But Allah gives authority to His prophet against whom He pleased, and Allah has power over all things. Allah Akbar. And then Allah continues. He said, now Allah is going to tell us where those money goes. Who are the owner of that fight? Allah said, ما أفاء الله على رسوله من أهل القرى فلله وللرسول ولذي القربى واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل لكي لا يكون دولة بين الأغنياء منكم وما آتاكم رسول فخذوه وما نهاكم عنه فانتهوا واتقوا الله إن الله شديد العقاب. So Allah said, whatever Allah has restored or whatever Allah has gave to His prophet from the people of the town, meaning from Banu Nadeir, it is for Allah, meaning the portion of that money, it is for Allah, goes to Allah, and for the prophet, and for the near of the kin, meaning the Ahlul Bayt. So portion of that money go to Ahlul Bayt also, and the orphan and the needy. So portion of that money goes to orphan and to the needy, and the wayfarer and those who are traveling. All the money, the money they had is, it's they don't have any money to get to their final destination. So those people, the traveler, yeah, they have portion for that money too as well. So And why Allah is doing that? So that it may not be a thing taken by turns among the rich of you. This simply means because the reason Allah decided to distribute money this way to the poor, the orphans, the wayfarers, the Prophet, Allah, and the Ahlul Bayt. Why? So that way the money would not be go around, so the money cannot go around between the rich people. Allahu Akbar. These four words destroy the capitalism system of the U.S. economy. When you look at the economy, the modern days economy is pretty much built either with the capitalism, socialism, and communism, and this type of thing. So, especially capitalism is in the system of capitalism, the rich get richer, and the poor get poorer. Because when you look at the capitalism system, especially U.S., for example, 1% of the population own 40 to 50% of the property. Just think about it. 1% of populations that are rich own 40 to 50% of the property of everything. So 99% of the population, they all share the remaining. They all share the remaining 60% or 50%. Allahu Akbar. See, that's the problem. That's what Allah is saying. I don't want that. Because the reason is that because only the money circulate, the money goes around from the rich person to another rich person. The poor people will not see money in their eyes. The poor people, that's why poor people become even poorer, because the money is not circulating. It's not going around between poor people. If the money go around between everyone, you would say the economy boosts. You would say the economy goes stronger. You would see less unemployment. You would see less crime. Why? Because everyone is getting money, whether it's little or much. If the money goes around, everyone can touch the money, whether you're poor or rich, because the money goes around between everyone. It alleviates so many problems in the society. Less crime, less unemployment, happy life, so many things. So this is what Islamic economy is pretty much based on. This ayah. Why Allah did not want this money to be distributed among the rich people? Allah said no. They want the money to go around the poor people. So because I don't want the rich people to only the money goes because they already have the money, so their money goes around, among themselves. But poor people don't get to see it. So Allah said no. Everyone must have the money around. So if the money is distributed among the poor people, so at least they would have some money to go around themselves also. So that way they would have a better life. And not only that, the muhajirun, meaning those who came from Mecca, when they came to Medina, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he created a brotherhood between the muhajirun and Ansar. So most of the muhajirun, they were poor because they left all their belonging in Mecca. They left their wives, some of their kids, the money, their property, everything. So they come to Medina as the poor people. They didn't have anything. So that's why the people from Medina, they had to give them place to stay and food to eat and shelters and stuff like that. So they didn't have anything. So because of that, when this land, this a date palm tree land, Prophet decided to distribute among the poor from Muhajirun, from the Mecca. So that way they could be depending on themselves. So they cannot be no they can no longer depend on the Ansar, which makes sense. So that way they could depend, they could be depending on themselves. They could have their own money, they could have their own business and stuff like that, which would be good for the economy, you know. So Allah is going to talk about that. So Allah said, وَمَا أَتَاكُمْ رَسُولُ فَخُذُوهُ وَمَا نَهَاكُمْ عَنْهُ فَانْتَهُوا. So whatever Prophet ﷺ gave you, take it. Whatever he prohibited, whatever he forbids, get away, meaning keep back. And be careful. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. And be mindful, be fearful of Allah. Surely Allah is severe in punishment. Allah is severe in retribution. Then Allah is going to talk about why Allah decided the money to be distributed like that. He's going to explain it. Allah said, Lil fuqara, as for the poor people, al muhajirun, those who migrate from Mecca to Medina, allazina ukhriju min diyarihim, those who left their house, those who left their home, or those who were kicked out of their house, wa amwalihim, and their money were confiscated from them, meaning the Quraysh took all their money, their belonging, their properties, everything. Yabtaghuna fadlan min Allah, and these people were kicked out. Why? Because their older one is Allah. They left their house, left everything behind them, so they could seek the pleasure of Allah. Yabtaghuna fadlan min Allah, so they could seek grace of Allah and the pleasure of Allah, and assisting Allah and His Apostle. Meaning, وَيَنْصُرُونَ اللَّهَ وَيَنْصُرُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولُهُ. They help Allah and the Messenger. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الصَّادِقُونَ. And these are the truthful people. The people from Mecca, the Muhajirun, they are the truthful people because they left everything behind. They were kicked out of their house, but yet they follow Prophet all the way to Medina simply because they want Allah pleasure. They want Allah grace. They want to help Allah. They want to help the Prophet. And these are the truthful people. Allahu Akbar. So now, it is understand that why Muhajirun, they're getting the lands, this palm land. But, as a human being, especially those Ansar, the people from Medina, they might feel something in their heart. These people come to us, we gave them shelter, we gave them food, but yet we have all this money, we have all this property. Like, why Prophet is giving all this to the Muhajirun? What about us? What about us? Don't start feeling that way, and then Allah is going to address that. Allahu Akbar. Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ تَبَوَّعُوا الدَّارِ. But as of those who prepare their house, which is the Ansar now. As for those who prepare their house, wal iman, and the faith, meaning they have a faith. That's why they prepare their houses before the muhajirun comes to them. Min qablihim yuhibbuna man hajara ilayhim. Before, they love those who travel, who migrate to them. Wala yajiduna fi sudurihim hajah mimma utu. And they would not find any restrictions in the heart to give. Meaning, whatever they have, they would give it to the muhajirun, and they don't complain. They will not have any restriction. They would not have any stinginess in their heart to withhold anything they could give as a sadaqah to the brothers, muhajirun. Allahu Akbar. So Allah is complimenting the Ansar, how unselfish they are, how they prepare their own house, how they prepare their own food, their own shelter, and give it to the muhajirun. And they did not find any restriction in their heart to hold back. Allahu Akbar. And then Allah said, وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَسَاسَةٌ. And they prefer the muhajirun over themselves, even if they are starving. Meaning, if they have a food and they are very hungry, they'll rather give that food to the muhajirun, and they go to sleep, empty stomach. Allahu Akbar. And according to many scholars, this ayah, وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَسَاسَةٌ, that ayah came down because one day Prophet ﷺ, he had how you call it? He had someone, and that person came to him, so it was a guest, and Prophet didn't have any food, to give him, and Prophet, took the guy to the mosque and said, "I have a guest. Anyone can help me feed my guest." And one of the Sahaba from Ansar, from Medina, volunteered to take this man to his house. And when he went there, he asked his wife, "Is there any food left?" This is the Prophet ﷺ guest. And the wife said, "We have no food, but the only food we have is for the kids." And that's not even much. So the man told his wife to put the kids to sleep. So that way they could give that food to the guests. So when kids fell asleep, the wife prepared the food for the guests. And the man told the wife, because it was a nighttime, he said, "Can you please turn off all the light, turn off the light, because I mean they didn't have electricity. They have like a lamp light type or whatever, and or niche." So he told his wife to put off the light, and he would pretend he's eating with the man, with the guest, so that way the guest won't feel like he come and take the food and eat the food, and these people don't have anything. So the man, he's eating with the guest, but he's pretending he's eating. He just put his hand on, I mean, in the containers, but literally he's not eating anything. So when the guests eat everything till he became full, and Allah revealed that, and He let Prophet know that the guest that your guest that this person took care of, he and his wife and his family, they, I mean, they didn't have any food. The only food they have, they gave it to this guest, and they went to sleep empty-handed. That's what the ayah mean. It's Allah said, وَيُؤْثِرُونَ عَلَىٰ أَنفُسِهِمْ, and they prefer other people over themselves. وَلَوْ كَانَ بِهِمْ خَسَاسَةً, even if they are hungry, they are starving. Whatever food they have, they'll still give it to those who came to them. They prefer those over themselves. Allahu Akbar. وَمَنْ يُوقَ الشُّحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. And anyone and whoever's preserved from the niggardliness, from the stinginess of his own soul, that, I mean, this is the those are the successful people. Meaning, anyone who could control their own stinginess, anyone who could control their own greed, those are the successful people. So Allah is commenting and He's praising the Ansar this way. And this ayah became the most beloved ayah to the Ansar. So now the Ansar, they don't feel, they don't feel any, any other restraints in their heart anymore, because Allah Himself is commenting on them. Allah Himself is praising them, how they share they share everything with the Muhajirun. Allahu Akbar. So these two groups, Allah commenting them. What about us? Because we were not there, we were not Muhajirun, and certainly we were not the Ansar. We didn't live in the time of Prophet. So these two groups got this praise from Allah. And Allah said, I'm not done yet. Allah is going to talk about those who are coming after these two big groups, meaning us. Those who come, anyone who come after Sahaba, meaning the Muhajirun and Ansar, anyone who comes after them and follow their footsteps, then you are part of this. Allah is going to talk about those groups. Allah said, وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِهِمْ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا وَلِإِخْوَانِنَا الَّذِينَ سَبَقُونَا بِالْإِيمَانِ. Allahu Akbar. And Allah said, and those who come after them, those who come after Muhajirun and Ansar, which is us now, Allah said, what would they say? They would say, our Lord, forgive us and those of brethren who had precede us in faith. Meaning, Allah saying, those who come after the Sahaba, they would say, oh Allah, forgive us and those brothers and those of our brothers that precede us in faith. Allah forgive them too. ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. And do not allow any spite to remain in our hearts toward those who believe. Our Lord, surely you are the kind and the merciful. Allahu Akbar. So we that came after the Sahaba, Allah said, those who come after the Sahaba, they praying Allah to forgive them and forgive the Sahaba, and do not place any spite, meaning any jealousy, any you know um, animosity towards Sahaba. Allah Akbar. But it's so unfortunate. You will find many people, they would curse Sahaba. They would use bad language against Sahaba. You deprive yourself from this last group. Anyone who curses Sahaba, you're not part of this ayah. You yourself, you deprive yourself from this ayah. Allah Himself is saying, those who come after the true group, those who come after Sahaba, they are praying Allah to forgive Sahaba, to forgive them and forgive Sahaba. So if you ask Allah to forgive the true group of Sahaba, Allah would add you to them in Yawm al-Qiyamah. You would be in their company. But those who curse Sahaba, they destroy their own life here, and they're going to destroy their own life in Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allahu Akbar. May Allah may not make us those who would curse Sahaba. We're supposed to be praying for them, asking Allah for forgiveness for them. You know, but unfortunately, some people don't do that. And then Allah continues. Now that Allah is going to continue. Now He's going to come to those who are become hypocrite, like Ubay ibn Salul. Allah said, "Alam tara ila allazina nafaqu." Allah said, "Have you not seen those who have become hypocrites?" Meaning Ubay ibn Salul and those who follow him. يقولون لإخوانهم الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب. And they would say to those of their brothers in kufr, meaning in disbelief. Because once you disbelieve in Allah, it doesn't matter whether you're Jewish, you're a hypocrite, you're kafir, you are all brothers. If you believe in Allah, whether you're white, black, or whatever, you are all brothers. So kufr, the brotherhood of disbelieving, and the brotherhood of believing. That's what Allah is mentioning. Allah said those who become hypocrite and those Jewish who become disbeliever, they are brothers. Then Allah said those who became hypocrite, now they're talking to the brothers of Yahud, and they will tell them, they said to those of the brethren who disbelieve from among the followers of the book, if you are driven forth, meaning they said, لَإِنْ أُخْرِجْتُمْ لَنَخْرُجَنَّ مَعَكُمْ وَلَا نُطِيعُ فِيكُمْ أَحَدًا أَبَدًا وَإِنْ قُوتِلْتُمْ لَنَنْصُرَنَّكُمْ وَاللَّهُ يَشْهَدُ إِنَّهُمْ لَكَاذِبُونَ. Allahu Akbar. Allah said, so this hypocrite will tell the brothers of disbeliever from among the Jewish, if you are driven forth, meaning if they kick you out, we shall certainly go forth with you. We'll live with you. If they kick you out, then we'll go with you. And we will never obey anyone concerning you. Meaning, even if it's the prophet, we'll not obey him if he decides to kick you out. We're not going to listen to him. Allahu Akbar. And we will never obey anyone concerning you. And if you are forth against, meaning if they fight you, we're going to help you. We will certainly help you. And Allah bears witness that they are most surely liars. Allah is saying these people are just liars, just hypocrite. They're not going to do it. لَإِنْ أُخْرِجُوا Allah is saying لَإِنْ أُخْرِجُوا لَا يَخْرُجُونَ مَعَهُمْ وَلَإِنْ قُوتِلُوا لا ينصرونهم ولئن نصروهم ليولون الأدبار ثم لا ينصرون. Allah says, certainly if these are driven forth, if these people are driven forth, meaning they were kicked out, they will not go forth with them. This hypocrite will not follow them. And if they are fought against, they will not help them. And even if they help them, they will certainly turn their backs, then they shall not be helped. Allahu Akbar. لَأَنْتُمْ أَشَدُّ رَحْبَةً فِي صُدُورِهِمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ. You are certainly, meaning you Muslim, you are certainly greater in being fear in their hearts than Allah. This Jewish people, this hypocrite people, they fear you even more than they fear Allah. ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّهُمْ قَوْمٌ لَا يَفْقَهُونَ. It is because there are people who do not understand. لَا يَقْتُلُونَكُمْ جَمِيعًا إِلَّا فِي قُرًى مُحَسَّنَةٍ. They will not fight you. They will not fight against you in a body, save in 45, meaning they will not come and fight you in, once, meaning like they're all not going to come and fight you in once, meaning in one gathering, because they're scared. أو من وراء جدر بعثهم بينهم شديد تحسبهم جميعا وقلوبهم شتى ذلك بأنهم قوم لا يفقهون. Allah said, they will not fight against you in a body, save in the 45 towns, or from behind walls. Their fighting between them is severe. The fact that these Jewish people and the hypocrite they're fighting between themselves, it's severe. You may think that they're one body, man. They're together, but their hearts are completely disunited. Their hearts are disunited. That is because there are people who have no sense. Meaning, when when Prophet told them to leave in 10 days, and Ubay ibn Salul tell them, "Don't leave. We're going to support you." So they start disputing among themselves. Some of them said, let us fight. Some said, no, 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 we can't fight. We can't trust these people. So they start disputing among themselves, even though you see them together, but their heart are not in one place. Their heart are disunited. Then Allah said, كمثل الذين من قبلهم قريبا ذاقوا وبال أمرهم ولهم عذاب عليم. Like those before them, shortly they taste the evil result of their affair, and they shall have a painful punishment. So simply, Allah is saying that, oh, Banu Nadir, why you didn't take lesson from Banu Qaynuqa, meaning the first group that left, that were kicked out before you. They were kicked out because of their wrongdoing, and they were punished and they were banned. They were kicked out. So why don't you learn from that? You know. And then Allah is going to give. So Allah is comparing Banu Nadir to the previous nation that were kicked out, Banu Qaynuqa. And now Allah is going to give another example to compare the hypocrite and the shaitan. So Allah said, "Kemasali shaitan." But as of the hypocrite, it's like shaitan. إذ قال للإنسان أكفر فلما كفر قال إني بريء منك إني أخاف الله رب العالمين. It's like a shaitan, meaning the hypocrite is like a shaitan. Allah literally compare Abu Ibn Ubay ibn Salul literally to shaitan. Allah said it's like a shaitan when he said to the man, disbelieve. But when the person disbelieved in Allah, the shaitan said, I'm surely clear of you, meaning get away from you. I don't have nothing to do with you. I fear Allah, the Lord of the world. So, meaning when shaitan is telling someone to disbelieve in Allah, to do wrong, to do haram things, once you do the haram things and you disbelieve in Allah, then automatically shaitan would, take his distance away from you. So the same thing the hypocrite did to Banu Nadir. They tell Banu Nadir to fight against the Prophet, to not leave, to not go anywhere, and they would support him. But when the push comes to shove, what the hypocrite did, they didn't even lift a finger. When Prophet surrounded the fortress, the hypocrite didn't do anything, nothing. So the same thing Shaitan would do to human being, to tell you to disbelieve Allah, and then once you disbelieve, he would take his distance away from you. Then Allah said, فَكَانَ عَاقِبَتَهُمَا أَنَّهُمَا فِي النَّارِ خَالِدَيْنِ فِيهَا وَذَلِكَ جَزَاءُ الظَّالِمِينَ. So therefore, the end of both of them is that they are both in the fire of the hell, abide therein, and that is reward of the unjust. Meaning, if it is shaitan and human being, those shaitan disbelieve, and the human being that shaitan tell him to disbelieve, they both go to hell. And as of but if it is the Jewish, the Banu Nadir, and the hypocrite, they both conspire against one another. Meaning the both the hypocrite tell the Jewish people to not leave and fight. We're gonna help you, but then later on they took off. So they both parties gonna go to hell as well. Allahu Akbar. So then Allah concludes, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ittaqullaha wal tanzur nafsun ma qaddamat lighadin wattaqullaha inna Allaha khabirun bima ta'malun. So the remaining ayah, Allah is going to talk about His own glory, His own power, His own name, and and talk about. So, but Allah started with, "O you who believe, be careful of your duty to Allah, and let every soul consider what He has sent forth for tomorrow, meaning for next for hereafter, and be careful of your duty to Allah. Surely Allah is aware of what you do. ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون." And be not like those who forsook Allah, meaning who forsake Allah. They left Islam. So he forsake Allah. He doesn't care about Islam or whatever. So Allah made him forget himself. their own soul. Allah made him forget their own soul. This is that are the transgressor, meaning these people are the wrongdoers. لا يستوي أصحاب النار وأصحاب الجنة أصحاب الجنة هم الفائزون. The people of hellfire and the people of the heaven are not similar, are not the same, but rather the people of Jannah are the successful people, are the achievers. لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل لرأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله تلك الأمثال نضربها للناس لعلهم يتفكرون. Had we sent down this Quran on a mountain, you would certainly have seen it falling down, splitting asunder because of the fear of Allah. And we set forth these parables, meaning this example, to men that they may reflect. Who Allah, if you don't know who's Allah, who Allahu lazi la ilaha illahu alimul ghaibi wa shahada huwa rahman rahim. He is Allah, beside whom there is no God, the knower of the unseen and the seen. He is beneficent, the merciful. هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون. He is Allah, beside whom there is no God, the King, the Holy, the Giver of peace, the Granter of security, the Guardian of over all, the Mighty, the Supreme, the Possessor of every greatness. Glory be to Allah from what they set up with Him. الله أكبر. هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. He is Allah, the creator, the maker, the fashioner. He is his are the most excellent name. He has the most excellent name. Whatever is in the heavens and in the earth declare his glory, and he is the mighty, the wise. So this would conclude Surah Al-Hashr. So this would help you link the Seerah, what happened to Banu Nadeir, and the Surah. So inshallah, because of this, we are going to conclude today's video, inshallah. And our next video, we're going to talk about Banu Mustalik, inshallah, the tribe, the other tribe, where Juwairiya, one of the future wives of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where she's coming from. We're going to talk about that, inshallah. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.